Hello everyone. Now, before we start the reading, I'm sure some of you are wondering why it is that I am dressed in military design with war paints. Well, my friends, it's because I'm dressed as any soldier would be dressed for war. Some of you may not be aware, but there is a spiritual war going on as we speak. I've heard a few different spiritual soldiers speak out about the final battle that is occurring this month in January. So I would like to talk to you a little bit about that in my intro videos this month. The final battle, I like to think of it as a video game. And like any final battle or any video game, you spend the entire series prepping and getting ready for this kind of boss character, this kind of final boss at the end. You know, we all have these kind of things in our life. It's these things that we get ready to fight. These things that have become a major battle for us. We all have things that we would like to overcome. We all have things that we're fighting for. We all have things that we're battling. And now these can be emotional wars. These can be spiritual wars. These can be mental wars, and they can very much be physical wars. But the one that I'm speaking about is more so a spiritual and emotional war, which in my opinion is even more serious and could be possibly even more bloody than the wars we've experienced in this physical realm. So, my friends, I've come to you with war paints. Well, my my I don't even know the word. That's how serious I am. I just can't even think of the word right now. This is my interpretation of war paints, because I wanted to visually express to you guys how serious this war is for us. This final battle that's taking place on this in a couple of days with the new moon in Capricorn. Now, for those of you who are a little confused still and who aren't really understanding, Capricorn is the 10th house, and in the 10th house, there you could find the legacy, you could find the government, you find the authority figures of power in our world. And with that being said, you can also find corruption. And I believe that has everything to do with the wars that we're going to be fighting the end of January. These are wars that we spent all of 2016 and 17 and 18 preparing for. And I strongly advise that you guys creatively and mentally and spiritually get ready for the wars that will be fought on the new moon in Capricorn. And I wanted to do the beginning of my videos this way because I know that on different levels we are all fighting different wars in our life. For some of us, we are fighting wars against ourselves. Others of us are fighting wars against our twin flame. Some of us are fighting wars against our shadow self. And as I mentioned, this war, you know, it took years and years and years for us to prepare for it. So needless to say, this final battle, this final boss is pretty gnarly. And we're going to need our entire mind, our entire body, our entire soul and spirit with us all together. It's very important that we face our fears and that we face what's up against us, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, it's going to be different for all of us. But nonetheless, this new moon in Capricorn on the 15th is really going to reveal the true character of all of us. It's going to be nearly impossible to hide the true character of you, because that's what Capricorn is all about. Capricorn is about the true integrity that lies within a person, and for that matter, the true integrity that doesn't lie in some people. Nevertheless, it will be revealed. This is a very serious month. This is a very serious time. The moon and the sun have not had a chance to be together in Capricorn in a year. And now we have finally reached that point, guys. And as you all may know, Capricorn is a very serious and responsible energy. So this is all about rising above these mountains. These mountains that we climb. Mental mountains, emotional mountains, spiritual mountains, physical mountains. We all have mountains. We all have obstacles. And that's what Capricorn's about. Capricorn is about perseverance and pushing through the obstacles, right? Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. Saturn is all about what restricts us, what places boundaries on us. And I myself, as a Capricorn rising, have been recruited for this war for a very long time. Anyone with Capricorn energy, and let me tell you, we all have Capricorn energy somewhere. For those of you who have Capricorn in the 3rd house, you are being recruited to speak out with integrity. For those of you who have a Capricorn North Node, it is your destiny to fight. For those of you who are Capricorns, you are aware of this war going on. Capricorn Moon, you can feel this war. So wherever your Capricorn energy may be, that's where your integrity lies. That's where your character lies. For me, it's my spirit. And I just wanted to come to you guys today and utilize that Capricorn spirit that I have. So, like all my other videos, I do want to go over a little bit of the astrology, and I want to go over what you can look forward to in my readings this month. Very intense messages this month, guys. I'm going to try to still remain my positive Pisces creative self, obviously. This is me being creative in a more serious way. But yeah, you know, my readings are going to be pretty serious this month. And I mentioned mountains. I'm actually going to be doing a mountain spread. And this is just something that I creatively thought of, and you'll see in your video. So if you would like to continue watching, what you're going to be seeing and what I'm going to be giving you as a message is, I want to reveal to you the mountains of 2018. Possibly the mountains that you've been climbing for years. I want to reveal to you your obstacle. And for some of us, the war that we're fighting is going to be fought with our very own mountains. I don't want you to be afraid. Like, some of you may really get in physical fights, but you know, I'm disappointed if that's true, because it isn't the physical aspect that matters now. It's the spiritual aspect. What are you willing to spiritually fight for? Where does your spiritual integrity lie? Who is your spiritual character? Physical fights, you know, anybody can physically fight, but can you like fight on a soul level? That's what this is about, my friends. So Pisces Priestess is going to show you your final boss in mountain form, because this is Capricorn season. And yeah, I'm going to be doing that. So since Capricorn is the 10th house, I'm going to be using 10 cards to show you what your greatest obstacle is. And I hope you're following me here. I hope this makes sense, and I trust that this will make sense to those who it's supposed to make sense to. So also, on a lighter note, I have 2 special giveaways. Aries being one, and to be honest with you, I forgot to look at my YouTube to see who my second winner is. But Aries, shout out to you. You guys had over 1,000 views. And Aquarius, you guys had over 1,000 views on my last video last month. But Aries made it very soon. I'm very happy about that, because I spoke out last month about, you know, I didn't really have many Aries viewers. And apparently the universe heard me, and a lot of Aries have followed me, and they're giving me a lot of good feedback, and I really appreciate that. So Aries, stay tuned. You will be getting a special giveaway in your reading. I will be using a new deck that I received for a gift. I have not came out and shown anyone this deck yet. I will be doing a whole entire new video of its own, revealing this deck to you. That's going to be something fun, so be on the lookout for that video later on in the month, closer towards the end. And don't worry, everybody else, as a token of my gratitude for all of you, I have made it past 500 followers. And back in the beginning of my journey, when I thought of this YouTube channel, back when I had 12 followers, you know, which still meant the world to me. I never knew, it's not about the followers to me, it's about the message. And, you know, I told myself from day one, when you know, 500 is half of 1,000. Oh man, when I get 1,000 followers, you guys, oh wow, well, I will get creative about how I repay you all for that. I'm talking free readings, extra readings that I upload to YouTube, you name it. I'll be doing, because this matters so much to me, and I hope you can feel that in my readings. So thank you all so much for helping me with my battle. Part of my battle, you know, is being Pisces priestess, and I fight spiritual battles every day. I fight emotional battles with my own light and dark every day. You know, I am enlightened, and part of being a light worker and part of being on this enlightened journey is people think that you're perfect when you're enlightened and when you can do these kind of things, but it couldn't be farther from the truth. When I chose to be an enlightened individual, I chose to wear my darkness and I chose to wear my light so that I could speak out as an advocate for others who are struggling with their light and their dark. So I truly thank you from the bottom of my serious heart right now for each and every one of you who have followed and subscribed to my channel. I have 600 followers now, so as a token of my gratitude, I will be pulling an extra card for everyone. And it is Capricorn season, which is a little bit more of a mysterious season. So I will be pulling an extra card to reveal a secret to you from the House of Knights, which I think will be very helpful for the readings. So do look out for that, guys. And as I said, Aries and one other lucky sign, and I guess everyone's just gonna have to watch. I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I did not check, and I was so eager to start these videos. I didn't check who liked my videos. But Aries, you hands down, you won every month I give a special reward to whatever sign likes my videos the most and views my videos the most. And Aries, you won the view part. Now, as far as whoever liked my videos the most, I'll have to check, and I will be honest. I'll just check and see what number is the greatest. And so do look out for that. So another lucky sign, and it's going to be a surprise to me too. Might be Pisces, I don't know. But do look out for that, guys. So let's jump into the astrology, and then we will get going with your January readings. So prepare to understand your own mental mountains and spiritual mountains. This is going to be literally a mountain with 10 cards. So I'm very excited. So guys, you know, the astrology part. I have it on my phone this month. We started the month off, well, this is also January, so happy January, you guys. Happy 2018. We started it off immediately. I thought it was very significant that we started the month and year off with a Cancer full moon. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and this is the blue moon, right? You know that saying that people say, they say, oh, once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon, this will happen. Well, it did happen in the beginning of this month, and it was very, very intense. You know, the moon was at home, Saturn was at home, and this opposition between between Cancer and Capricorn was very much felt. I believe all of us are collectively in a different cycle. So we had that full moon in Cancer on the 1st. Another very interesting thing, you guys, is that a lot of these months in January up until April, we have two moons. Usually we only have one full moon, but the way that time has lined up, and yes, it can be explained. It can be explained in a logical way. February only has 28 days, but I believe that this is an energetic thing. This is energetically designed. This is divine. This is meant to be. We have 2 moons in January. We have 2 full moons in February and March, and in April the moons finally get back on track. So very exciting, very intense energy, right? I'm sure you all can feel it. So we started the month off full moon in Cancer. January 2nd, Uranus went direct in Aries. Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, so Aquarius. Maybe you guys have felt a little bit more of a relief. I know when Neptune went direct, I felt very forward-minded. I felt I could move forward spiritually. So congratulations, Aquarius. Your ruling planet is finally direct. All the planets are direct right now, guys. This is a huge green light for the universe, for us to go, fight your battles, persevere, move forward, keep going, don't give up. All the things that we wanted to do, we can do them. The planets are rooting for us. So yes, we had Uranus go direct right after the full moon. On January 11th, Mercury entered Capricorn. We have a Capricorn stellium right now, you guys. There are so many planets in Capricorn. We have the moon in Capricorn. Mercury is now in Capricorn. The sun is in Capricorn. Venus has entered Capricorn. Venus entered Capricorn, I believe, the end of last month. We also have Pluto in Capricorn. So this is a super stellium. So much. No wonder my Capricorn rising wanted to dress in army war material, war paint. This is very much a war. And we need to rise up as soldiers against anything that stands in the way between us and our own success. We have a new moon in Capricorn tomorrow. And I wanted to get these videos uploaded before the new moon so that you could have your January messages. I always try to get my videos uploaded before the new moon. So we have a very, very intense new moon in Capricorn where and I think I'm going to do a whole new video. I'm going to do a whole video on the new moon, you guys, so that we can get these messages out clear. So do look out for that. I told you I would be coming out with a lot more videos. January 17th, Venus enters Aquarius. So right after that new moon, isn't it interesting how we have this intense energy? This is going to ground us, and like I said, we'll talk about the new moon in my new moon in Capricorn videos. I'm going to record those in the next few days as well. Venus enters Aquarius January 17th. The sun enters Aquarius on the 19th. Few days. We are rocking and rolling, guys. We are moving on strong. January 26th, Mars moves into Sagittarius. We'll talk more about that in the Sagittarius video, guys. And then, at the end of this month, we end this month with a gnarly full moon total lunar eclipse in Leo. Okay? We had an eclipse in Leo back in August, so this energy is coming back around, you guys. And then, right after that, on the same day, end of the month, January 31st, we end the month with Mercury entering the alien realm of Aquarius. I'm not sure if you guys know how intense this is. I'm not sure if you know the meaning. And for those of you who don't, Pisces Priestess is going to be here to interpret these things creatively in my thorough way that I usually do in my videos. A lot of stuff, guys, a lot of stuff going on. And obviously there are a lot of different battles, even our own country. I do believe that this is the dawning of a change. I do believe that, and I'm not trying to be Oprah here, Oprah's an Aquarius, but she's right. There is change on the horizon. And I declare, and I see, and I feel that there will be, so over the next 6 months, we will see the beginning of changes in our government. We will see the beginning of changes in our police force. We will see the beginning of changes in the laws of this land. That is what the 10th house is about, and we have the moon and the sun here, you guys. So change is on the way, grounded change. New moons are all about the beginning of things, planting the seeds for the future. So the next 6 months, you guys, it won't be only us who are changing, but our world is changing as well. And when the world changes, we change. And when we change, the world changes. We're all changing together. But before that change can take place, we have to fight for change. Like all of the great historical figures of this country have said before. So guys, welcome to your January videos. Welcome to a new year. Welcome to a new calling. Welcome to the battle. And let's do it together. I do hope that these videos are helpful this month. And I do hope that they are relatable. And I'm really excited to relay these messages to you. So I hope you enjoy your metaphorical mountains. See you in a little bit, guys, in your other videos. Hey Taurus, welcome to your January reading. If you didn't watch my intro video, then I'm just going to say here that we're doing a mountain reading today. I want to reveal to you some of the obstacles and some of the mountains that you're going to be climbing in your lifetime. This is something that I creatively came up with. Something that Spirit and I kind of decided to do. So yeah, we're going to be doing a 10 card spread because it's Capricorn season, and Capricorn is all about mountain goat. They're the mountain goat. They're all about climbing mountains. So that's what we're going to reveal. So I did the Aries video. It was pretty serious. And, you know, I do have a Capricorn rising, so, you know, I don't really expect anything different right now from me. But I am going to incorporate, you know, some of my creativity as well. But I do want to reveal to you, whereas other tarot readers may want to keep it more positive, they might want to just always give you good news. Well, I'm just honest. So whatever comes out today, I trust that it will be for the best advice to Taurus. Plus I have a Taurus moon, so I will be paying extra attention to this reading so that I can see the kind of mountains that I'm climbing secretly, since I have a hidden Taurus energy in my moon. So, as far as the astrology, I covered most of that in the intro video. But for you, Taurus, this month is all about your 3rd house and your 9th house. So, your 3rd house is Cancer. So, I would say that you're used to kind of an emotional communication. The 3rd house is all about communication. It's all about thought. Mercury rules the 3rd house. 3rd house is all about that communication and short distance travel. The 9th house is all about higher philosophy. It's all about the expansion. Okay, so this is like the expansion of thought. So for this month, you know, the universe could be really teaching Taurus the different ways to communicate, different ways to expand their mind and expand their knowledge and maybe dig a little bit deeper, right? And that's what we're going to be doing in this reading today. So we had a full moon in your 3rd house of communication. Cancer is your 3rd house. Right in the beginning. And we're going to have a new moon. So full moon. So there may be certain people that you don't talk to anymore, Taurus, because of that completion happening in your 3rd house on January 1st. Yeah, because full moon's complete and they start new beginnings. So some of you could be talking to new people now, because of that full moon in your 3rd house. Others of you are going to be experiencing a new moon in your 9th house. So you could be learning new things come tomorrow. Because tomorrow we have a new moon. The moon and the sun are going to be together in your 9th house. What a beautiful energy for you, Taurus. I see that you guys are going to really be starting new journeys when it comes to what you know and what you think and what you see as your deeper truth. This is also your beliefs. We have the Ace of Cups for you, Taurus. Interesting that your mountain would have a lot to do with emotion and have a lot to do with some sort of new love opportunity, right? Very interesting, Taurus, that we'd have the Ace of Cups come out for you. Alright, so what else do we have for Taurus? Interesting. Okay, the 6 of Cups. So your mountain and your final battle has a lot to do with the past of emotion and future emotion. It may have something to do with a child or with family. But this is the soulmate card. So I see something with new love and an old soulmate. We have the King of Wands coming out for you, Taurus. So interesting. Let's just get your cards here. Let's focus here. Spirit, God, Goddess in the universe. All the angels and archangels, please help me with the Taurus reading. we are doing a mountain reading for Taurus. So I want to reveal whatever Taurus is battling right now in the universe, whatever Taurus is overcoming. What cards can we place for Taurus to talk about this month? We have the Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups and the King of Wands. So what else? Preferably one at a time, Spirit. We need the one more card here for Taurus. One more card here for Taurus's foundation, which is very important to the sign of Taurus. Foundation, they're an earth sign. So this is for Taurus 2018. Interesting. We have the Empress card, and this is you, Taurus. We have the Venus symbol here, and you are ruled by Venus. So this has a lot to do with love, I'm seeing. It has a lot to do with passion. It has a lot to do with emotion. It definitely has a lot to do with some sort of relationship and union, some sort of new beginning in your love life that, you know, is for some reason causing you obstacles. Now, these mountains are going to reveal what it is that is hard for us to overcome. And you know, Taurus, you are a fixed earth sign. So when it comes to certain things like emotions and love and things like that, it can be a little bit of an obstacle for you. Interesting. We have the Aries card. So some of you may be dealing with the Aries. Some of you may be dealing with a Pisces, because we have the Pisces card here as well, but it didn't exactly come out. So something here with a hidden Aries. Some of you may have some sort of hidden Aries in your life. And if it's not a hidden Aries, you may have some sort of hidden alter ego or authority figure in your life. Some of these obstacles may have something to do with some sort of hidden figure, but I do see it having a lot to do with emotion, Taurus. Our mountain has a lot to do with our emotion, and this is really applying to my moon sign, because my moon symbolizes my emotion. Some of you may be feeling chained to a certain authority figure, or maybe it's authority over your emotions is what I'm feeling. And then we have the Two of Cups popping out for you. This was on the bottom of the deck a little while ago, so I do see this as some sort of union with your emotion, Taurus, or some sort of emotional union. Some of you are single and you want to share a union with another person. So I'm hearing a lot of different messages here, but let's just get the end of your reading first so that I can have the whole picture. So give me two cards, the next two cards for Taurus in their mountain. All right, we have the Three of Cups. A lot of cups energy, a lot of water energy for you. Okay, and we have your reading here, Taurus. Here is your mountain. Here is the mountain that you will be climbing. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess, which is in ancient text a Taurus card. The High Priestess is very much related to the Taurus energy. So we have that. We have so this is a spiritual mountain for you, Taurus. Your mountain has a lot to do with the light and the dark. We have your 10 cards here for Capricorn season. So let's start here with the foundation of your reading. The foundation of your reading is right down here, and what I mean by that is every mountain has a foundation. So this is what where the battle begins. In the first card out for you, we have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups talks about new love. It talks about, well, this card has everything to do with a person who was very closed off emotionally for a long time. They were very emotionally hesitant. They hid their emotions for a very long time. And this card comes out for people when they're finally ready to let their emotions flow through. They're finally ready to share what they emotionally feel. And your reading has a lot to do with that. It has a lot to do with that. I see a lot of emotion. You have a lot of cup cards. Actually, your reading is predominantly filled with cup cards. We have no pentacles. So your battle has a lot to do with not feeling grounded as well, Taurus, because you are an earth sign. And we have your opposite, water, coming up very, very strongly. So I see this as a time for you to be surrounded in feelings and emotion and spirituality so that it can water your earth. Earth needs water. And right now where I am, earth is very frozen. And when the earth is frozen, you know, the trees are bare and the animals go into hibernation. but we do have the springtime slowly approaching. So there's this flow of emotion here that begins your battle. And, for Taurus, I wouldn't expect anything differently. And, when I get to the Virgo reading and when I get to the Capricorn reading, maybe it'll have a lot to do with emotion as well. Maybe the earth signs, and this is Capricorn season. We have a lot of Capricorn energy in the sky right now, and Capricorn is your sister sign. It's the cardinal earth sign. So Capricorn has the most earth out of Virgo and Taurus. But since all this earth sign is in the air, Virgo and Taurus are being greatly affected. And it may cause you to feel a lot of emotion, which ironically makes you feel not grounded. And I only say that because there is no Pentacles or Sword cards. So there's a lot of, I don't see any grounded communication, because that would be symbolized by the swords and the Pentacles, and there's no swords or Pentacles in your reading. So you want to make sure that when you are communicating, that you're communicating in a grounded way, because your mountain is missing that. Maybe that means that you are grounded. Some of you are grounded. Some of you are communicating correctly. So your mountain has nothing to do with that. But I am hearing that for some of you, the fact that those suits are missing from your reading, it's because you really are out of touch with them. So if you are a Taurus, feeling ungrounded and feeling like you don't have a way to communicate, maybe you're not communicating about the fact that you don't feel grounded, well, that's a part of your mountain. But for others of you, you have done well with communication, and you have done well with grounding yourself. So it depends on who you are. But nonetheless, we have this Ace of Cups coming up. So this is a lot of new emotion, Taurus. Possibly situation, this is the new year. It's January. And I believe that with that moon that we experienced, we all experienced a full moon just as that ball was dropping on New Year's Eve or on New Year's Day or whatever. And it was very, very intense emotion for the moon to be full right in the sign of Cancer. Cancer rules the moon, so the moon was right at home. We have Saturn and Capricorn. And I'm not sure if all of you watched my Saturn and Taurus videos, but I have a video out for you, Taurus, that talks all about Saturn in the 9th house, and Saturn's going to be there for 3 years, so you might want to take a look at that video and check it out if you want to, talk more about Saturn. But I was just mentioning that because it causes a lot of different feelings, and the Ace of Cups is all about feelings, okay? All about feelings, and I do see that Taurus is finally ready to express some emotion. But, you don't have any sword cards, so you may not really know how to express these emotions. And that is where your mountain starts. Okay, so you really do want to find a certain way to express the emotion that you're feeling with the people, places, and things around you. And right after that, we have the Six of Cups. And we see this here, this bigger figure and a younger figure. Some of you may be in relationships with people who are younger or older than you, but I do see an age difference here, and that may be causing some people emotion. That may be causing some people new feelings for this new person, right? We have this bigger figure, and this could be also, some of you Tauruses may have children, so this doesn't have to be a love situation, but it does have a lot to do with the past and the future, because the younger figure represents the past. No. The younger figure represents the future, and the bigger figure represents the past. And they always say, if you want to know about the past, talk to someone older than you. If you want to know about the future, talk to someone younger than you, right? I love that quote. So there's something about your past and your future, Taurus, that is causing you emotion. So your mountain, your obstacle that you're climbing this month, your final boss, your final battle, it may have a lot to do with the emotion from your past, or the emotion that you're feeling. You may be afraid of the future, I'm hearing. But nonetheless, we have these cups, these beautiful cups with these beautiful flowers growing out of them, if you can see that there. And you're kind of sharing your emotion here. These are two cards about sharing your emotion with another person. Some of you may be sharing it with a sibling, or with a family member, or with a friend, or with a lover. But nonetheless, it's emotion coming back from the past. And I'm not going to lie, this is a soulmate card. So for some of you, you've reunited emotionally with your soulmate. And that does seem happy, doesn't it? But what most people don't understand about soulmates is that they come with a lot of karma. and you've known them from a past life. So they bring up a lot of past energy, which is good and bad. It can be overwhelming, is what I'm trying to say. So the foundation of your reading has a lot to do with the past, and it could have something to do with a person leaving your life. If you want to look in the corner here, we see just ever so slightly a man walking away. So some of you may be walking away from a certain soulmate relationship, and I do see that some of you have found a new lover. So the old lover is walking away. Someone is walking away from a soulmate situation there. And this also symbolizes new love, and like this is a new love. So some of you have this new lover coming into your life, and you're reuniting with them, and it's not for the first time. You know them from a past life. They may be younger than you, they may be older. And soulmate relationships, also they're friendships. Some people have soulmates within their friendships. Soulmates are just someone who matches your soul vibration. We all have our soul families, right? So there's something there with that, Taurus, and it's causing you a great deal of emotion. We have cups, a lot of cup energy. But then we have this very strong fire energy, well, this King of Wands. So for some of you, this may be a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries that is your soulmate. And I do see Aries very strongly in this reading. And I do see Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio very strongly in this reading. But then again, it doesn't have to be any of those signs. It can just be someone who's very emotional. Some of this emotion, maybe if you're not feeling emotional, Taurus, this is the emotion of your partner. Maybe the emotion of someone in your life. Maybe not a partner, but it can be the emotion of your sibling or your family or a friend that's very emotional. And maybe, you are taking some sort of part in that situation. But I do see a lot of passion here. And for some of you, you are this energy. For some of you, you are this King of Wands. You are, because sometimes when emotion comes into our life, we transform that emotion into passion and into fire. So if you're not dealing with an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, then you are this energy. You are coming up as, even the women, you're coming up as a strong, masculine, powerful energy. So you're ready for change. You're ready to passionately change. You're ready to passionately change things in your life from the past that have been haunting you. This has a lot to do with the mountain that you're climbing. You're ready to be that King of Wands. You're ready to fiery, this is all about authority as well. So you really want to get passionate with the authority that you have in your life, the authority that you have. Maybe some of you are learning new things about the emotion. You are an earth sign, so as earth signs, we struggle a little bit with emotion because we're more about being grounded. But then again, that reminds me that there are no pinnacles in this reading. So Taurus, it's not necessarily about being grounded right now. It's more so about being grounded in your emotion. So if you are seeking that kind of grounded feeling, then you must know that the universe is telling you the only way to ground yourself now is through your emotional truth. And, this is going to express itself through the passion and through the authority that you have over your own value and your own life. And for others of you, this King of Wands is somewhere in your life. This is a very strong figure of fire. And we have the Aries card as well. So I'm not sure if you're just embodying this kind of fire energy, Taurus, or if some of you have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in your chart. Some of you may have like an Aries moon or something like that. If not, this fire figure is in your life, or this fire figure is coming into your life, because this has a lot to do with the past and the future. So for some of you, this fiery, passionate figure is either from the past, or you're going to meet him or her soon. This is female and male. And I do see this as a love situation. It's either a friend that turns into a lover or something, because the very first line, this is the first row right here, these 4 cards, and we have a lot to do with love. Ace of Cups, love. 6 of Cups, love. King of Wands, not so much love, but it has a lot to do with passion. And so this King of Wands is surrounded by love, because the Empress has everything to do with love as well. This is also the fertility card. So for some of you, you may be either wanting to become pregnant or will become pregnant. Some of you may have a child with a fire sign, and that might be what's causing this kind of emotion in the beginning of this reading. And for others of you, this does have a lot to do with your children, because we have these children in the cards over here, and then we have fertility here. So this is like a mother figure. This is all about mothering. So the mother in you, Taurus, is coming out. You know how you love to nurture and take care of people, right? Well, this is why this is your card. This is Aries, and I mean, this is Taurus and Libra, because we have this Venus symbol over here. See where my finger is? That's the symbol of Venus, and you see the heart? So there's a lot of love in this Empress card. And it's interesting. We have the Empress and we have the Emperor. So this is an opposition. Some of you may be with an opposite. Taurus, your opposite sign is Scorpio. And we do have a lot of cup cards here. So some of you may be dealing with a Scorpio. And also some of you may be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer, because no matter what, water is your opposite sign. So the universe is showing me here that you're in a divine union. This Aries and this Libra, this Emperor and this Empress. You're in a divine union. See how they go together? Perfect cards to go together, the Emperor and the Empress. So there's the feminine and there's the masculine here. So I see that you're paired together with some sort of opposite, someone who's very different from you, but also very compatible with you. And, you know, it may have something to do with an Aries, I'm not sure. But as far as this Empress card goes, this is a fertility card. There may be children involved. This may just be talking about the inner child of you. This doesn't have to be a literal child. Some of you may not have children. So this may be just the inner child that we all have, right? And the inner child has a lot to do with passion, so that may be why the King of Wands is there. And then we have the Empress, which is you, Taurus. This is all about the five senses, you know, all of the elements. This is about love and abundance. So, you know, this may have something to do with your final battle. This is interesting to come up in your reading, because this is all about the mountain that you're climbing. So you may be climbing this mountain with love, and you may be climbing new emotional mountains. The mountains you're climbing, I'm seeing that they're inner. They are inner mountains, like our emotions. A lot of emotion here, Taurus. And I see a lot of love here as well. And I do see you very enlightened, like you're learning a lot of new things about yourself and about the people around you. And, you know, that can also be considered a mountain as well. So we're going to move on from the Empress to this kind of masculine energy. This is the masculine part of the Empress, the Emperor. And when I see this card, yes, it is the Aries card. So there may be some sort of new love involved with an Aries coming back from the past or something like that. But if you can't relate to that, Taurus, then this is all about you. Because Aries is the house of self, the first house, and you are the second house. So this is coming up and telling me that Taurus is very wise and enlightened. See this big old beard on this man? It shows me that you are very enlightened and very powerful. And a lot of this battle might have to do with self-authority. You know, we do have Saturn in your 9th house. So this is about authority over what you believe and what you learn about yourself. You know, the Emperor is someone who is very powerful, and he's not afraid to call the shots. So you know, this mountain may have a lot to do with you being in a position of authority over certain things, over your world. Very powerful and magical, this Emperor. Very, very fiery. Fire, fire, fire. So I do see that here, and it has a lot to do with this Ace of Cups, and it has a lot to do with this Six of Cups. So I see a lot of passion returning back from the past. And it's going to feel like a mountain that you had to climb. And look at it. This man is kind of sitting on top of a mountain. So, you know, in order to reach the top of this mountain, Taurus, you're going to have to do it through your emotion and through this sort of new love opportunity. This may be self-love, because I do see the Ace of Cups and the Emperor. So when I see these two cards together, it makes me feel like this water, these emotions that you have everything to do with who you are as a person. You know, being an emotional person and not protected like this Emperor. You want to be the emperor over your own emotion so that you're stable, because you are a fixed sign, Taurus. So you're all about stability and stableness. And this Emperor card goes right here, right by this Ace of Cups and by this Six of Cups. So there's some sort of authority figure turning up from the past, coming back from the past. But I don't see that as a bad thing. I see that whatever this authority is, it could be authority that you have over yourself or some sort of new emotional authority. I'm seeing this as a parent, because this Emperor is the father of the tarot deck. So some of you, there may be some sort of father figure or even a mother that's very masculine. This could even be you as a parent. For the Tauruses out there that have kids, you're coming up very strongly. That there's some of you may be having children that are graduating soon or something. And that would be emotional. There's something here with emotion from the past, like your children are having birthdays and maybe they're turning 16, or maybe there's something new going on with a figure like that. If it's not you as the parent, then it's your parent coming back. But I do see fertility strong here with this Empress. So your mom and dad, something, and if your parents have passed away, then there may be, maybe some of your parents' birthdays are coming up. My mom passed away, and her birthday is the 22nd of January. So it's interesting that my moon in Taurus is kind of bringing that up, because I might feel a little bit emotional around that time about my mom. This is the mother card. This is the mother of the tarot, and this is the father. And I do have a very challenging relationship with my father. So that may be a mountain that I need to climb come January, end of January. But for you, Taurus, I do see some of you may find out that you're pregnant, and that may make you very emotional. You could be pregnant by someone that you haven't seen in a while, or, I don't know, maybe something like that. And that's only for a little bit of you. For others of you, this is just coming up as a strong self-control, control over the emotions that you are finally ready to express. And you could finally be ready to express this to some sort of soulmate of yours or some sort of love interest. Others of you may be expressing this to a child, or you're giving some sort of emotional gift to someone. Now, we have the King of Cups coming up, another authority figure. This is someone who's very emotionally stable. In Taurus, you do have a lot of masculine energy. So even for the women, and we do have the King of Wands and the King of Cups. So I see a lot of fire and water here, and that's it. No earth and no air. So we have passion and emotion. We also have some of you may be choosing between some sort of fire sign energy or water sign. So if you're not choosing between an Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, or Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, then you're choosing between your emotion and your passion, or you're actually embodying both of these kings. Some of you are becoming passionate about your emotions. Some of you are emotional about a certain passion in your life. Okay, so I just see these two kings here, and these are two strong masculine energies. So some of you have some sort of strong, passionate figure in your life that is masculine, and some of you have some sort of strong emotional figure in your life. And this could be you, Taurus. But we have the King of Wands down there, and now we have the King of Cups. So I do see emotional authority here. Your mountain is going to have a lot to do with emotional authority. We see these two figures here. They're both on a throne. So this is your emotional throne. And this is your throne of authority, Taurus. And it's time to incorporate a little bit of emotion in the power that you have in this lifetime. So we have this here. And this King of Cups is connected to the Six of Cups and the King of Wands. So you could very much have a water soulmate, someone who's very emotional, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, or someone with Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer energy, or someone who just comes off to you as maybe someone has authority over your emotions, and that's why you're climbing this battle. You really want to break free from this kind of emperor. Maybe your mother or father is really emotional, or you're very emotional with your own children. But I do see some sort of emotional union that you have with someone, some sort of mountain that you need to climb with this soulmate from the past. And I do see a lot of water, but if you can't relate to that, then this is just about you gaining authority over your emotion, because the King of Cups is not afraid to feel. He is very, very in touch with his emotion, and has emotional integrity. He's very emotionally intellectual, and he takes pride in his emotions. He has this necklace that is a fish. So this is a very, very much underwater energy. And it's coming up with the past. So there may be emotions that return from the past, Taurus, that kind of seem sort of like something you have to get over, something that you have to climb through. And I see this happening with some sort of union in your life, because we have the Two of Cups again. So it's interesting that we have this Six of Cups. You see this cup being given to this figure, and that's underneath the Emperor and the King of Cups. But we have this Two of Cups showing up now, and I do see Leo energy. But for a lot of you, I just see this as your emotion. So in order for you to emotionally connect with another person, Taurus, you have to be willing to give a little bit of your emotion the light of day. You have to be emotionally strong. You see this lion here? We have this kind of intertwining of this cup, and then this kind of lion figure here. So for some of you, it may be a Leo, but for others of you, this is emotional pride. And that could be a good or bad thing. You may have to get over some sort of emotional pride that you're struggling with. And others of you just need to be prideful about your emotion, because with the Ace of Cups, it shows me that you have hidden your emotion for a long time, and you're finally ready to express that emotion. But with that being said, that means that you haven't expressed your emotion for quite some time, Taurus. But now, possibly you're coming out of the woodworks, and you've met someone, or you're with someone, you're paired with someone who's emotional as well. And you finally are with someone who is willing to make a fair trade with you emotionally and passionately. So I do see a lot of this mountain, Taurus, has a lot to do with your emotion. Getting passionate, loving yourself. I do see that here, loving yourself, loving your emotion, loving who you are, embracing your past in order to move on to your future. And in order to do that, we have to honor what we've been made to feel, the emotional obstacles and limits that we've endured. But I do see for some of you some sort of love situation here, and you may be climbing this mountain with another person. This may be a relationship mountain or battle, but your final boss, your final battle that you're fighting, Taurus, has a lot to do with loving yourself, the love that you need. And we need to honor our emotion first. That's why the Ace of Cups was the first card out. And then we have the Emperor validating that, and the King of Cups. So this is all about you really being a strong figure of emotion right now. And I think that is due to the Cancer full moon and also the Leo eclipse that is happening in January. A lot of emotion in the universe right now. And I see that this is an emotional mountain for you, Taurus. Whatever it may be, you are surrounded by water. And you're feeling a lot deep down inside. And it's interesting that we have the Two of Cups. And then right after that, we have the Three of Cups. So for some of you, you are really going to be celebrating these emotions, these new emotions that you find. And for others of you, I am feeling that there may be some sort of third party involved in some sort of union. Now guys, we have to think of this creatively, because when I say that, a lot of people's first instinct is, oh wow, my boyfriend or girlfriend or my husband or wife or my fiance is involved with another person. Now that can be true for a small select few of you. For some of you, you may be emotionally involved with two or more people, or you may be dealing with someone who's emotionally involved with two or more people, but it doesn't have to be some sort of cheating situation. And in fact, in your reading, I don't see it as that. I just see it as that there's there's an element. There's you, there's another person, and then this third cup can symbolize work. It could symbolize a child. It can symbolize the father or mother of a child that you had in a previous marriage. But nonetheless, this is three people. This is three people, places, and things. So you want to get creative about this Three of Cups, because this has a lot to do with the mountains that you're climbing, Taurus. You're climbing some sort of emotional third-party situation. So some of you may be kind of divided emotionally about something. Like maybe you feel something for this person and you feel something for this person, like a child, or maybe these are all your children. But for some of you, this is just an emotional celebration. And that is a good way to express your emotion, this Three of Cups. But I'm taking a look here at your reading and how it has so much to do with these cups. You have the Six of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Three of Cups. You have a lot of cup energy, so I know that you're feeling very emotional, Taurus. And some of you, it depends on who you are, you may be feeling this negatively. Some of you may be feeling it positively. So, interesting, this Three of Cups here. So are you a Taurus that, is this speaking to you in a third-party situation? Or are you a Taurus that is celebrating in an emotional way? For those of you who are pregnant, this is you celebrating emotionally. A lot of hormones there when you're pregnant. But for the others of you, this is some sort of third-party situation. And I want you to figure out who these Three Cups belong to. There's three different feelings that you have. Some of you may be angry, sad, and confused. Some of you may be feeling anxiety and anxious and fearful. So I want you to determine what these Three Cups mean to you. And the reason I say that, well, let's see here. It's coming up with this Aries, and it's coming up with this King of Cups. So it may be some sort of third-party situation with a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or any of the above. It could be some sort of third-party situation. Maybe some of you are a little bit torn between an emotional figure and a passionate figure. I don't know, guys. It's interesting there. But this has everything to do with some sort of love union from the past. So you may be conflicted between someone who you're with now and someone who you were with before, who you have history with. Right there with the Aries and that King of Cups. And also, this may be you wanting to celebrate the authority that you have over your emotions now, when before you weren't really a figure who expressed your emotions. Now, the reason why I think this Three of Cups is so important is because it came out with a card that also is important. You see these Three of Cups over here? This is the Five of Cups. This is a very depressed energy. This is someone who's still dwelling in the past, over past energy. These Three Cups have spilled over, but take a look. There is also these Two of Cups behind him that he's not seeing right over here. So this is like crying over spilt milk a little bit. And the Five of Cups has been coming up a lot for people. And it's because a lot of us, it's a new year, and a lot of us are feeling a lot of new things. But when we feel new things in life, we also have this part of us that wants to look back in the past. It's interesting that we have the Six of Cups. For those of you not dealing with a soulmate or any children, this is literally emotions from the past coming back up when you really just want to move forward and celebrate new emotion. But there's something from your past that keeps tugging at your heartstrings. Something emotional that happened to you or to someone, or a relationship, or some sort of emotional situation that is coming up in your reading. So your mountain that you're climbing, your obstacle, has a lot to do with past emotions, which is coming up here in the Five of Cups as well. Those Three Cups that are knocked over and spilled, that he is obviously looking down at and focusing on. He is dwelling. Look at this dark robe that he's wearing. He's very sad and depressed over these Three Cups, but look at the Two Cups that are behind him. He's not noticing that he still has, as a Taurus, you are very much about value. And obviously 3 is greater than 2, so you see this situation here, and it looks as if you've lost more than what you still have left. It looks as if you've lost more than what you gained. But you have to think creatively about this. It's not necessarily evidence that you've lost more than what you've gained. At least you have to think about, instead of thinking about what you lost, think about what you gained in a situation, emotionally. You know, this is all water under the bridge now. No need to focus on what has gone. These three cups over here, they could very much symbolize 2017 and all the emotional anguish that you were forced to get rid of. But we have these three cups here being celebrated. So for some of you, you are focusing on a third-party situation that ended, and now, you know, you're with this two-party situation. Now you're just emotionally with one person, and you may still be dwelling. Maybe some of you are worried that this new person is going to hurt you like the old person or something. But you really want to focus on your Two of Cups. You want to focus on, and the Two of Cups is a divine union. You want to focus on your Two of Cups, not your Three of Cups. So I want you to take a look at this, Taurus, and see if you know what I mean here. So first I'm going to show you this card. You see that there's Three of Cups, and then there's the Two of Cups, but the man is focusing on the Three of Cups. Well, right here we have those cups in a different part of tarot. We have the Two of Cups and we have the Three of Cups. We have the Two of Cups here and we have the Three of Cups. So if you count these cups, this is the Five of Cups together. And this is the Five of Cups. So you are focusing a lot on some sort. So some of you, maybe, you know, what I just heard from Spirit is that some of you are celebrating, and this has a lot to do with drinking. And I do see a pumpkin down here in the corner, so this could even be something back in the fall that happened. I'm not sure if it happened around November and October, September even. But, you know, this is a some of you are drinking a lot. Maybe that's why a lot of these cut, not for all of you guys, not for all of you guys. But some of you, I am hearing that you're focusing too much on some sort of celebration. Maybe like this is literally someone needs to hear this message. So if it doesn't apply to you, please listen to all the other things that I'm saying. But for someone watching, there is some sort of battle with an alcohol addiction. And that's why these cups are spilled over, because this is all that you've drank. And these are the two bottles behind you that, you know, and you're really focusing on the negativeness that this alcohol addiction has caused you. But you really, you know, no one, like if you are struggling with an alcohol addiction, that would very much explain why these new emotions are coming out. Because someone who has an addiction with alcohol or drugs, they become numb. Alcohol is a depressant. So this could be someone who's very depressed because they're trying to shake an alcohol addiction. So if that speaks to any of you, if you know anybody going through an alcohol addiction, you want to reach out to them because they're in a very dark place. And they're focusing on the Three of Cups, which is drinking and being merry and celebrating with people. But you want to make sure you're celebrating and balancing that. You don't want to overdo it and drink too much and celebrate every day and drink all the time. Because I do say that because the Three of Cups is about drinking. This is a celebration, and when we celebrate, we drink, right? This is New Year's. Some of you could have really drank a lot on New Year's, or some of you may be experiencing some sort of party in January or February. So just for some of you, this is talking about drinking a little too much. And then I see you here really depressed about some sort of, and there's those Three of Cups. I'm very drawn to the fact that we have these, all of these cups in your reading. So the Three of Cups, maybe this Aries in your life or this water sign person is very addicted to alcohol, and you just want them to focus, because it might not be you, Taurus, it might be your partner who has the alcohol addiction. And you feel left out in the cold and very alone when you just want them to focus on your Two of Cups union. You just want them to focus on these Two of Cups here. These Two of Cups that I'm pointing at with my finger and in this card here, they're the same. And the Three of Cups that person is focusing on is in here as well. So if it's not the alcohol, it's, you know, you're focusing on the emotional loss or some sort of something like that. And for others of you, there's a third-party situation that you're very, very sad about. It was very hurtful, and it's keeping you from joining in another relationship because of the pain that you felt in the past. And you want to be careful with that, Taurus, because this is all water under the bridge. You see the bridge in the background there? This is spilled milk. It's over and done with. And you need to turn around and realize that there are other people in your life that love you still. Not the jerk that was addicted to alcohol or some sort of abusive emotional relationship. I do see that some of you have been in abusive emotional relationships, or you feel emotionally neglected. You feel very alone. And so instead you're very depressed and in your solitude, instead of going out and meeting this person who has this beautiful union with you. This union here, it's a very strong and emotional union. And I remember pulling this card for Taurus a couple months ago. And I seen in that reading that Taurus actually wanted an emotional union with someone. And this is someone who's going to give as much as you're giving. It's a very strong twin flame union. You know, so whether this is you or someone in your life, you really want to turn around and see what you still have left in the situation. And you don't want to mourn too much over the past emotion, especially because that's coming up very strongly in your reading, past emotion. But we've reached the top of your reading, which is another cup card. And this is another new love. Some of you are leaving behind emotional, abusive, addictive relationships. Another thing about this whole alcohol thing that I was saying, it might not be alcohol. You guys could have just been addicted to each other, or just in a very dark place, or it could be any other drug. You could be the drug, Taurus. Sometimes Tauruses are very addictive. But we have the top of your reading here, and it's the Page of Cups. This is new love. This is a new journey in emotion. You know, we do have the emotion in the background here, the ups and the downs, but look at you persevering it. And we have you learning something new emotionally. And that's interesting that we have all this 9th house energy in Capricorn for you. So I see that once you reach the top of this mountain, you know, you're very intuitive and you're very emotional, Taurus. And you've embraced these watery experiences. And we have this little fish popping out here. So I am feeling that there's something to do with a Pisces here, or a Cancer, or a Scorpio, or just some sort of, this could just be your emotion. But this is also a certain emotional conversation that takes place. And any page card, you know, it has a lot to do with a new journey. It has something to do, so you learn a lot. You learn a lot about your emotions during this mountain, Taurus, and you learn a lot about your emotion during all these battles. So just know that this is something that was necessary for you. There's some sort of journey come February, March, and April, whereas if you wouldn't have learned all this about your emotion, if you wouldn't have got back in tune with these emotions from the past, then you might have failed at something. And I do see that there's a lot of dark and light here. You know, you are stuck, and there's someone in your life, whether it be you or someone else, Taurus, they're very concentrated, at least for this part of the reading. But once you finally shake that energy, you're ready to start a new journey with someone. It's almost as if you had a hard time getting this cup together, to get, like someone else had a cup ready for you, but you didn't really have a cup ready for them. But at the end of this reading, once you reach the top of your mountain, you're ready to give yourself emotionally to someone. And that's not easy for an earth sign. So make sure that you're communicating how difficult. Don't be ashamed of that. You need to embrace that part of you. It's literally, the universe understands you. It's completely normal for a Taurus to struggle to express their emotion, or to express the way that they feel. Take it from me, I have a Taurus moon. So it's very hard sometimes, even though I'm a Pisces, and I have a Capricorn rising, so I have a lot of earth energy. And it can be very hard sometimes for me to put my emotions into words. And there are no sword cards here, so there is a certain communication missing, but this is a communication card, because he's having a conversation with this fish. So you're going to be having emotional conversations at the top of this mountain, and it's going to make everything make sense. Maybe you have emotional conversations with that person who was emotionally abusive, and now that you've changed, and now that that person's changed, there can be some sort of new union. But nonetheless, you're going to be having emotional conversations in the future, Taurus, once you reach the top of this mountain. And you will celebrate that. You're going to be talking about what was lost and what was gained, and what hurt you and what helped you, and the good and the bad, the pretty and the ugly. You are going to be talking, you're going to have, this could be therapy for some of you. You're going to find maybe you meet some sort of friend, and they for some reason you feel comfortable enough to talk to them. This is someone who's very comfortable to talk to, some sort of water figure, someone who's very emotionally intelligent, just like the King of Cups. We have the King of Cups right in the middle of your reading. So before you can talk and communicate and ground yourself emotionally, Taurus, you have to become the King of Cups. You have to gain authority over your emotion before you can share that emotional intimacy with another person. Before you can gain that emotional strength. I do see a lot of emotional strength here for you. A lot of new emotional strength. And let's not forget that this has everything to do with the High Priestess, the light and the dark. So it's time for you. And then we have the Ace of Coin. And now we have the Ace of Swords coming out. And then we have the Queen of Cups. And look who's at the bottom of the deck. Taurus. This is your card, the Hierophant. So the Hierophant and the High Priestess are essentially the same cards. They're very, very similar. So very spiritually teaching. Very, very interesting, Taurus, for those cards to kind of play like that. So we had the High Priestess underneath. But then we had the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. I'm sorry, we had the High Priestess. That is your underlying energy. But when I picked up the High Priestess, we had the Ace of Pentacles. Now remember, Pentacles and Swords were missing from your reading. So there was certain grounded communication. Well, that's because here's the grounded communication missing from your reading. It's missing because there's going to be a new beginning with it. But before there was a new beginning with you grounding yourself, I mean, come on now, Taurus, no Pentacle cards. There is no Pentacle cards here and no Sword cards. Only Cups and Fire. Only water and fire. Here's the earth and air. The universe is going to give it to you after you fight this mountain. The mental clarity that you were after, that grounded feeling, some of you, finances from the universe, grounded value from the universe, you valuing your mental clarity and valuing your communication. That's coming up for you. And we have the Queen of Cups. So we have the Emperor and the Empress. We have the King of Cups and the King of Wands. Now we have the King of Cups girlfriend coming out. This is the Queen of Cups. And this is what came out right before you, Taurus. So, you know, you are the Queen of Cups. And you are going to find your King of Cups. I mean, the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups is literally this Two of Cups union is these people here. So you're going to find someone you can share your cup with. And the King and the Queen of Cups, they have such a beautiful union. And so I found that interesting to be in your reading. So you are becoming some sort of spiritual being, Taurus. And now, before we end your reading, as a present to you, because I have more than 600 followers, I'm going to give everybody an additional card from the dark. This is the Wisdom of the House of Knights, and we're going to reveal a secret to you, Taurus, about your mountain. So what can we reveal to Taurus in the month of January? What can we reveal to Taurus about January? Ooh. Well, we had a bunch of cards fall out, so there is something to do with love. And there's some sort of message about love and obedience. But we're going to shuffle again. But just know that the love and there's a message. So there's some sort of hidden love message coming in for you. And that's probably why you're going to be feeling emotional. But let's get one solid card for Taurus. Just so that I know that it's relatable. So what can you show me, Spirit, about Taurus? Reveal it to me, please. Something that's hidden. Something that's hidden about this reading that they need to know. Okay, and we have Summon coming out. So this is a very powerful card to come out, and we also have the Warrior. So you are a very strong magical summoner, Taurus, and you can summon anything that you need. This is the secret for you this month, is that you can summon finances, you can summon emotion, you can summon magic, you can summon the strength that you need, you can summon the spirituality that you need in order to make these certain choices. Because I do see that there is going to be a lot of choices for you, Taurus. And you just need to be, you know, part of that Aries card, you want to have emotional obedience. You want to be obedient and strong, and you want to focus on, you know, the risks that you need to take emotionally this month. You really want to summon the energy and the strength and the magic to deal with that, okay? This has everything to do with your reading. this summons card. Summon the spirituality. In the fact that you don't have communication, even though you do hear it. Remember, we had the Ace of Coin and the Ace of Swords. So you have it secretly in your reading. That's coming in the future. But when it comes to this mountain that you're climbing here, and hopefully you can see it pretty well, the fact that it looks like a mountain, and you climb to the top. And at the top, we have this new beginning emotionally. So you want to summon that for yourself and summon what it takes. You're going to be celebrating what you lost and what you gained, but either way, you're going to be celebrating it because you know that what you lost helped you. The negative and the positive are equally helpful, and you're going to be learning that emotionally this month, Taurus. So, you know, what I was going to say is that you may want to summon something that makes you feel grounded. If you don't feel grounded and if you don't feel like you can communicate, then you have this card coming out from the dark to show you that, Taurus, you have the power to summon whatever you need. Whether you need money or whether you need to be grounded or you need to be spiritual, you can summon it for yourself. This person is magical. And I do see this as you. So this is your reading for January. This is my kind of spiritual mountain. And for you, Taurus, it is very much a emotional mountain for you. So this was my interpretation. These are the messages that Spirit had for you. Smack dab in the middle, King of Cups. So you really want to have emotional integrity, and you are very, 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 very spiritual, Taurus. You're coming out. So there's a spiritual awakening happening with you, and there's a spirituality that is hidden underneath all these cards. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or email me. I'll have all my personal information listed below. And, you know, also I am doing personal readings now. For those of you who feel called to get a personal reading with me, I have a PayPal account now. So, you know, we can discuss what it is that you're seeking and what it is that we can work out financially and things like that. And I'll be happy to speak with some of you like in person or, you know, I guess on a more personal level is what I meant to say. So I really hope that this was helpful, Taurus. Please don't hesitate to message me for further guidance. I would love to help you guys more. And other than that, I will speak to you again in February, Taurus. Wish you the best of luck. Please, please, please honor those emotions. That is how you're going to win this. I'll see you later, Taurus.